Hello, I am Allison. I play the trombone. Today we're not playing the trombone, and we're not even looking at my silly face today. I thought it would be fun to continue to test my lav mic and phone, and I was in Japan a few weeks ago. If you saw my Japan haul video, you probably saw that I got some manga, and most of it was this series, Polar Bear Cafe. And I thought today that maybe we could just go through a few pages of it, I don't know, and try to peruse some of this Japanese, and maybe I can teach you a couple of things and you can enjoy very cute animals, and we could just kind of, have a nice time with some manga. Okay, so disclaimer right now, before anyone adds me at any chat, you need to know I am not a native Japanese speaker. I've never been a native Japanese speaker. It is very likely I will make some mistakes in this video. Please do not take my translations as 100% accurate. Please check with a native speaker to make sure that the things I'm saying are accurate. I'm just gonna tell you that now. I decided to come up just a little bit with the camera. Hopefully that looks a little bit better. Anyway, so we've got our first kind of intro page here. The very beginning here on the right, you can actually see that this says Polar Bear Cafe. And you might notice that some of the characters are kind of like more roundish looking, and then these ones here are kind of like boxy looking. And that's because these three characters on the right, these are called katakana, and these four characters on the left are called hiragana. And essentially, all of these characters don't have meanings. You would not tattoo these on your arm, mostly. They're just sounds. They're just like our alphabet. But this hiragana is the more traditional one, and it's used for like Japanese words. And these three, katakana, these are used a lot of the time for loan words from other languages, but you also see it as like, kind of like italics, like for emphasis. So if we put that into context here, you've got this word, shiro kuma. And this means polar bear. Shiro is actually white, the color, and kuma is bear. So shiro kuma, white bear. That's useful. And then we have these three letters. First one is ka, and these two are actually kind of a pair. And together this pair means fe, like Tina, the actress, Tina Fey. So now you have cafe. So I bet that you can probably guess what Shirokuma Cafe means. So I'll just leave that one to you. It's very difficult. All right, let's turn the page here. Ooh, none of these are Shirokuma, not a single one. This is dumb. Where are they at? Okay, so first of all, let's read what this little not polar bear is saying. He says, Zuppy. I'm guessing it's like him opening this door or something, or like maybe it's some exclamation. I don't know. The top here is actually interesting. This is large, and the middle one is bear, kuma, and the last one is cat, neko, and all together it's big bear cat. I don't know how to read it out loud. I'm not sure what the readings are, but that's what the meaning is anyway. Okay, and then you have oni-chan wa, so my big brother is ... ここでおやつを食べて. So maybe he ate some snacks here. ここで means here. おやつ is snacks, and 食べて, 食べる is to eat. Then そこでテレビを見て. So そこで is over there. So ここで is here. そこで is over there. Terebi. See how these are boxy also? So this is another loan word. Terebi is television, I guess. TV. Terebi o mite, and mite means to watch. And if you've ever studied Japanese, you might be looking at this character and saying, no, that's not miru, Allison. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, unfortunately, this time I do, because this one, so snarky, sorry. This one, it means specifically to watch something, right? We don't see TV, or when you see something, you see it unintentionally, not necessarily on purpose. When you watch something, you very purposefully sit down to see something on purpose, right? So that's kind of what this one means. It means to watch something. So he watched TV over there. And あっちでお昼寝してる. あっちで. So you have ここで here. You have そこで there. And then you have あっちで way over there. お昼寝してる. Now, お昼. 昼 means afternoon. 寝 means to sleep. 寝る. ohirune is like an afternoon nap. And shiru means like he's doing his normal thing, his afternoon nap. So he's taking a nap over there. Then you've got go. I'm pretty sure that's a sound. All right, and let's look at the next page. 夏休みの自由制作はお兄ちゃんの睡眠時間測定にしようかな. Okay. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay. So 夏休み. 夏休み is summer vacation. No, we're losing focus here. 夏休み, summer vacation. 自由制作 is like your free study. Like in the summers, Japanese students do like a free study or like a project, I guess. So for his summer project, we know Oni-chan's brother, 睡眠時間測定. So I think 睡眠時間 is like sleeping, like hours of sleep. How many hours of sleep you get a night? And then 測定 might mean like pattern, like his sleeping patterns, I think. And then にしようかな, like maybe I should decide that. Maybe I should choose that. So he's saying maybe for summer I should just study my brother's sleep patterns because that's interesting. And then here comes mom. あら、また寝てるの? しょうがないわね. Great. So あら is like a oh no. Oh, it's a very feminine way of saying oh my. Mata means again. Ne, there's that same kanji as before. And you notice, by the way, above that kanji, you have this tiny, can you see it? This tiny little character that says ne. This ne is a sound character. It has no meaning. It is the way you read this kanji, which does have a meaning. And this kanji means sleep. So we saw that earlier. Hiru ne, your day sleep, your nap, right? So this is the same ne. So, oh no, again, sleeping, right? And then you've got this beautiful Japanese phrase that you should know, everyone should know, しょうがない. しょうがない. It just means, oh well. Oh well, can't be helped, nothing we can do, too bad. It's a very good way of just deflecting any and all responsibility for anything. And this is a very interesting ending, wa ne. So this ne, right, we just saw it up here, ne, it's the same one, ne, ne. The ne at the end of a sentence, it kind of is like the British in it, or don't you think, or right? It basically is just asking for agreement for your sentence, something like that. But this wa is kind of unique. Wa ne is something that if you're a guy watching, you probably would not say because wa is a kind of feminine thing to say, just like ara. Ara, you don't really hear men go, ara. It's not really that much of a thing from what I have seen. This total pasty American non-native speaker, just keep that in mind. In my experience, I haven't seen it. So this wane is basically just saying, agree with me. We can't do anything, right? But it's a little feminine. Shoganai wane, something like that. And then mom continues. Didi must be the name of this little fella. Didi, 代わりにこの回覧板お隣の白熊カフェに届けてくれる? Okay. So Didi, all right, that's the kid. 代わりに, so 代わり is instead of that. Sono like 何々代わりに, it's like you're exchanging. So instead of doing that, この回覧板, this 回覧板, I don't know what kaidanban is in English. I think it's like a memo board, a memo clipboard, kind of. And what you do with this this kaidanban is the designated neighborhood leader house, I guess, gets this from like whatever local municipal group or whatever they get it from, and then they acknowledge all the announcements in it, and then they would sign it, and then you take it over to your neighbor and just like ring the doorbell, hand it to them, leave it on their porch if they're not home, ring the doorbell, whatever. And in that way, each person in the little neighborhood will take this kaidanban and take it to each of the houses in that designated neighborhood. Pretty rare in places like Tokyo, and so you don't really have that I saw. So anyway, that's kaidanban, like the neighborhood memo clipboard. So anyway, so instead of doing that project, why don't you take this kaidanban and why don't you go to Otonari, our neighbor, Shirokuma Cafe, I need to read more, ni torekete kureru. So can you, instead of doing that, take this kaidanban, go to our neighbor, Shirokuma Cafe, and deliver it for me, kureru. Kureru is, can you do this for me, like as a favor? And of course you have hi, which I'll let you guess what that means. All right, we're gonna go down to the next one. All right, so then we have this gatang gotong. I think because this is katakana, this is another very common use of katakana. You will use it for sound effect noises, for onomatopoeia. So gatang gotong, gatang gotong, gatang gotong. It sounds to me like kind of walking, and I've got a couple of penguins here, so I'm kind of imagining that they're kind of, you know, rhythmic flip-flopping, like waddling down the street. That's probably what it is. So then you have the same thing, gatang gotong. Then gatang gotong, gatang gotong. And then you have your bear saying norimasu, which means I'll get on, I'll ride, which I think, judging by their rope here, it seems to be some sort of cute taxi. Now let's see what else it says. Panda te mae, panda te mae. So what they're doing here, I think, and it's one of those things where, this is why manga can be so helpful, but also kind of difficult, because it takes a lot of cultural context to kind of figure out what is happening here. And I think what's happening here is these look to be young animals. This is a young penguin, king penguin, maybe this one, or emperor, one or the other, and you've got this young panda. So what it looks to me like they're doing is they're kind of playing make-believe. That's what they're doing now. They're playing make-believe that the two penguins are a train. And so what they're saying here, panda te mae, I think they are announcing where they're stopping right now. So they're sort of pretending that this kid's house is a stop on their little train line. And then the panda is saying, ah, norimasu, look, I'm gonna ride, wait for me. You're not really going to yell norimasu at a train typically, but I think because they're playing, that's sort of what is what's happening here. All right, so then we have, all right, 次の停車駅は白駒カフェです。Okay, so these two little baby penguins, they are continuing their sort of imaginary make-believe game where they are a train. They're pretending to be the conductors. So, tsugi, and again, you've got your kanji here with the meaning, and up above it, you've got the hiragana, which is telling you how to pronounce this character. This is so helpful, by the way, for Japanese learning. If you ever want to use manga to learn Japanese, get furigana, the tiny, tiny characters on top so that you can actually look up these words. Because if you don't have that, you just have this rando character, right? How on earth would you even begin to research what that means? It can be very annoying if you don't have the reading here. So I think hiragana is a good thing. Anyway, you have tsugi, it means next. And teisha eki, I think that this is, eki means station. Sha is like the car of the train, and te means to stop. So I think it's basically saying the next station we'll stop at, the next stop. The next stop is, and let me know what this means, Shirokuma Cafe. I think I'll let you tell me what that is. And this just means is, right? It's just a nice way of saying is. So the next stop is Shirokuma Cafe. Easy. All right. And they are on the way. He's got the rope around him. They're driving the train. All that's good. 美味しいコーヒーと紅茶を飲みたい方はこちらでお降りください. So, 美味しいコーヒー. And you can see again, see how these are the boxy katakana. I'll let you guess what kohi is. What do you think kohi might be? Let me know in the comments. 美味しい, I bet you've heard this many times before. If you've ever read manga or watched anime or anything at all, 美味しい means delicious. So, 美味しいコーヒー to means and. 紅茶 is black tea, 紅茶. Then, 飲みたい方. Kata is a nice way of saying person. 飲みたい means wants to drink. So, 飲みたい方 means a person who wants to drink the aforementioned beverages. Then, こちらで, こちら is a very polite way of saying ここ. So, ここでお降りください. Oru means to get off of a vehicle, like leave the train, leave the bus, etc. And this is a polite way of saying it. Ori kudasai. And kudasai you've probably heard as well. So, in all, it's saying, for those who want to drink delicious kohi and kocha, please get off here at this place, Shirokuma Cafe, right? And then here he is finally. There's there's our Shirokuma right here, and he's got some nice drinks. Let me just point out that neither of those drinks looks like oishii coffee or oishii kocha. It's neither of those that we just heard about. I think that's a little bit weird. But that's the total scene of these pages. Here you can see it. So they're entering in, you see all the umbrellas, and also I'd like to point out there are human customers as well, which I don't understand. That's just weird universe building, but oh well. Anyway, so yeah, these are the first few pages of Shirokuma Cafe. Now I know this goes kind of slowly. I'm trying to run through as quickly as I can without being too like fan translatory, like, oh yes, there's no English for this, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm trying hard not to do that. I'm trying to be as thorough as possible. If you enjoyed this kind of video, if you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments if you would like me to continue reading a few pages of this manga. I think this manga is very wonderful because it definitely shows a lot of daily life Japanese for just regular Japanese people, besides the fact that they're obviously animals. But I do think that the Japanese here is incredibly accessible, and I think it's incredibly realistic. It is not anime Japanese, and anime Japanese is great if you want to learn anime, but if you want to go to Japan and talk to people and have them, you know, look at you and not tilt their head and go, then you should read a manga very much like this one. So anyway, let me know in the comments if you'd like me to continue with another one of these videos. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!